Corey Dione Coco Gauff, born March 13, 2004, is an American professional tennis player. She has a career-high ranking of world number 2 in singles and of world number 1 in doubles by the WTA. Gauff has won 11 career singles titles, including 2 majors at the 2023 U.S. Open and 2025 French Open, as well as the 2024 WTA Finals. She has also won 10 doubles titles, including the 2024 French Open, partnering with Katerina Siniakova. Gauff made her WTA Tour debut in March 2019 with the 2019 Miami Open at the age of 15. She received a wild card into the qualifying draw for the 2019 Wimbledon Championships, where she became the youngest player in the tournament's history to qualify for the main draw. There, she defeated Venus Williams and reached the 4th round. Gauff won her first WTA Tour singles title at the 2019 Linz Open. She reached her first major final in women's doubles at the 2021 U.S. Open and reached her first major singles final at the 2022 French Open. In 2023, Gauff won her first WTA 1000 title at the Cincinnati Open and her first major singles title at the U.S. Open, followed by the WTA Finals title the following year. In 2025, she won her second major singles title at the French Open. Early life. Gauff was born at West Boca Medical Center in Boca Raton, Florida on March 13, 2004, to Candy, née Odom, and Corey Gauff, both from Delray Beach. She has 2 younger brothers. Her father played college basketball at Georgia State University and later worked as a healthcare executive. Her mother was a track and field athlete at Florida State University and worked as an educator. Gauff lived her early years in Atlanta. She began playing tennis at the age of 6. When she was 7, her family moved back to Delray Beach to have better training opportunities. She worked with Gerard Loglo at the New Generation Tennis Academy starting from the age of 8. Gauff recalled, "I wasn't much of a team person. I loved tennis. I was so about it in the beginning because when I was younger, I didn't want to practice at all. I just wanted to play with my friends. When I turned 8, that was when I played Little Mo, and after that, I decided to do that for the rest of my life." Gauff's parents gave up their careers to focus on training their daughter. Her father later became her primary coach, while her mother oversaw her homeschooling. Her father had limited experience playing tennis growing up. At the age of 10, Gauff began to train at the Mouratoglou Tennis Academy in France, run by Patrick Mouratoglou, longtime coach of Serena Williams. Mouratoglou commented, "I'll always remember the first time I saw Coco. She came over to the Mouratoglou Academy in 2014 to try out, and she impressed me with her determination, athleticism, and fighting spirit. When she looks at you and tells you she will be number 1, you can only believe it." He helped sponsor Gauff through his Champ Seed Foundation, which he created to provide funding for talented juniors who did not have the financial resources to afford high-level training. Gauff won the USTA Clay Court National 12 and Under title at the age of 10 years and 3 months to become the youngest champion in the tournament's history. Juniors. French Open singles and U.S. Open doubles champion. Gauff is a former world number 1 junior. She entered the prestigious Les Petites As 14 and Under tournament in 2016 at age 12 and made it to the semifinals. Gauff began playing on the ITF junior circuit at the age of 13, skipping directly to the highest level Grade A and Grade 1 tournaments. She finished runner-up to Jamie Forless in her 3rd career event, the Grade 1 Prince George's County Junior Tennis Championships in Maryland. At her next event, Gauff made her junior Grand Slam tournament debut at the 2017 U.S. Open and finished runner-up to Amanda Anisimova. Gauff did not drop a set before the final in either tournament. She became the youngest girls singles finalist in U.S. Open history at 13 years, 181 days old. After beginning 2018 with a semi-final at the Grade 1 Traralgon Junior International in Australia, Gauff lost her opening round match at the Australian Open. She did not enter another tournament in singles until the French, where she won her first career junior Grand Slam tournament title at the 2018 French Open. She did not drop a set until the final, where she came from behind to defeat Caty McNally in 3 sets. With the title, Gauff became the 5th youngest girls singles champion in French Open history at 14 years, 89 days old. A month later, following another final win against McNally at the Grade 1 Junior International Roehampton, she became the #1 junior in the world. Gauff reached the quarterfinals in singles at the final 2 majors of the year. She fared better in doubles at both tournaments, reaching the semi-finals at Wimbledon with partner Maria Lourdes Carlet and winning her first junior Grand Slam tournament doubles title at the 2018 U.S. Open with McNally. Gauff and McNally defeated compatriots Hailey Baptiste and Delana Hewitt in the final, in straight sets. In September 2018, Gauff represented the United States at the Junior Fed Cup with Alexa Noel and Connie Ma. The team reached the final against Ukraine. After Gauff won her singles rubber and Noel lost hers, Gauff and Noel won the Junior Fed Cup by defeating Lyubov Kostenko and Dasha Lopetetskaya 11-9 in a match tiebreak. Gauff finished the year with another Grade A title in singles at the Orange Bowl. She ended the season ranked world #2 behind Clara Burel. Professional. 2018-19. First titles, top 100. Gauff made her debut on the ITF Women's Circuit in May 2018 at the age of 14 as a qualifier in the 25K event at Osprey, where she won her first professional match. She received a wild card into qualifying at the U.S. Open, but lost her opening match 5 months after turning 14 years old. In her first 2019 tournament, she finished runner-up in doubles at the 100K Midland Tennis Classic alongside Ann Lee. 2 weeks later, Gauff played her next event at the $25,000 level in Surprise and reached the finals in both singles and doubles. She finished runner-up in singles and won her first WTA Tour title in doubles alongside Paige Aurigan. In March, at the Miami Open, she recorded her first WTA Tour match win against Caty McNally. Gauff lost the second round of qualifying at the French Open. At Wimbledon, she defeated Aliona Bolsova and Greet Minnen. Gauff became the youngest player to reach the main draw at Wimbledon by qualifying in the Open era at the age of 15 years and 3 months. In her main draw debut, she upset 5-time Wimbledon champion Venus Williams in straight sets. Gauff won over Magdalena Rybarikova and number 60 Polona Hercog, saving 2 match points against Hercog. The hype surrounding Gauff's first-round match win led to her third-rounder moving to center court. She was eliminated with a 4th-round loss to eventual champion Simona Halep. All 4 of Gauff's matches were most-watched matches on ESPN on their respective days during the first week of coverage. With this performance, she rose to world number 141. Gauff played in one U.S. Open Series tournament at the Washington Open, where she qualified for the main draw but lost in the first round. She entered the doubles event with McNally and defeated Fanny Stoller and Maria Sanchez in the final for their first career WTA title in their first joint WTA. At the U.S. Open, Gauff wildcarded into the singles and doubles main draws. She continued her success in major singles with 2 3-set wins over Anastasia Potapova and Timea Babos, both on Louis Armstrong. She was defeated in the 3rd round by world number 1 and defending champion Naomi Osaka. In doubles, Gauff and McNally won 2 matches, including an upset over 9th seeds Nicole Melichar and Kveta Peschke. They lost in the 3rd round to eventual runners-up Ashley Barty and Victoria Azarenka. Although Gauff lost in qualifying at the Linz Open, she entered the main draw as a lucky loser and won the title, notably upsetting top seed Kiki Bertens in the quarterfinals for her first top 10 victory. She defeated Jelena Ostapenko in the final to become the youngest WTA player at 15 years, 214 days old to win a singles title since 2004. With this title as well as a semifinal in doubles with McNally, Gauff made her top 100 debuts in both the WTA singles and doubles rankings. Gauff and McNally ended their year with a second WTA doubles title at the Luxembourg Open over Caitlin Christian and Alexa Geraci. 2020 Australian Open 4th round. Starting 2020 at the Auckland Open, ranked number 67 in the world, Gauff defeated Victoria Kuzmova before losing to Laura Siegemund in the second round. Playing doubles with McNally, Gauff reached the semifinals. At the Australian Open, Gauff defeated Venus Williams in straight sets in the first round and Sorana Cîrstea in the second round, making it 3 straight majors where she reached the third round. She defeated defending champion Osaka in the third, becoming the youngest player to defeat a TOP5 player since Jennifer Capriati beat Gabriela Sabatini at the 1991 U.S. Open. In the fourth round, she lost to the eventual champion, Sofia Kenin. In doubles, Gauff and McNally recorded their best result in a major championship to date, reaching the quarterfinals before falling to second seeds and eventual champions Kristina Mladenovic and Timea Babos. Gauff beat 2 top 50 players at the Lexington Challenger before losing in straight sets to world number 49 Jennifer Brady. At the Western and Southern Open, played in New York, Gauff lost in the first round to world number 21 Maria Sakkari. At the U.S. Open, Gauff was defeated in the first round by Anastasia Sevastova. Gauff, ranked 53, beat world number 34 Ons Jabeur in the first round of the Italian Open before losing to 2-time major champion Garbiñe Muguruza. At the French Open, Gauff defeated the 9th seed and world number 13 Johanna Konta in the first round, but went on to lose to eventual quarterfinalist Martina Trevisan in a second-round match in which Gauff hit 19 double faults. At the Ostrava Open, she qualified for the main draw and was defeated by world number 12 Aryna Sabalenka in the second round. 2021 French Open quarterfinals, top 20. Gauff at the 2021 French Open. Starting the year ranked number 48, in the Abu Dhabi Open, she beat Norwegian Ulrike Ikeri before falling in the next round to Maria Sakkari. At the Australian Open, in singles, Gauff again beat Teichmann in the first round, but fell in the round of 64 to the 5th-seeded Elina Svitolina in straight sets. In doubles, she and McNally failed to Demi Schuurs and Nicole Melichar in the quarterfinals. At Adelaide, she fell to second-seeded Belinda Bencic. In doubles, she partnered with Canadian Sharon Fitchman, and they bowed out in the first round to Duan Yingying and Zhang Saisai. This run brought her to a then-career high of number 38 in singles. After the Dubai Championships, she reached a career high of number 35 in singles. In the Miami Open, she played her first WTA 1000 event while seeded as the 31st. In May, Gauff reached the first semifinal at a WTA 1000 in her career at the Italian Open, due to then number 1 Barty's retiring with a right arm injury in their quarterfinal match. As a result, she entered top 30 for the first time. She then lost to the eventual champion, Iga Swiatek. Gauff won her second singles and third doubles with McNally titles at the Emilia-Romagna Open in Parma. She became the youngest player to win both the singles and doubles titles at an event since Maria Sharapova won both titles at the 2004 Birmingham Classic. Gauff thus rose to new career-high rankings of world number 25 in singles and number 41 in doubles. She became the youngest American to make her top 25 debut in nearly 23 years, since Serena Williams, June 8, 1998. Seeded 24th at the French Open, her first time being seeded at a major, she beat Alexandra Krunic and Wang Cheng in straight sets, received a walkover when leading 1-0 against 13th seed and Australian Open runner-up Jennifer Brady, and beat 25th seed Ons Jabeur in just 53 minutes to reach her first major quarterfinal. As a result, she became the youngest female player, 17 years, 3 months, to reach a major quarterfinal since Nicole Vydesova at the 2006 French Open. the youngest American to reach a quarterfinal at the French Open since Jennifer Capriati in 1993, and the youngest American to reach the quarterfinals of any major tournament since Venus Williams reached the 1997 U.S. Open final. Subsequently, Gauff was eliminated after losing in straight sets to the eventual champion, unseeded Barbora Krejcikova. As a result, she reached a new career high of number 23. At Wimbledon, Gauff reached the fourth round for a second consecutive time, defeating Elena Vesnina in straight sets in straight 70 minutes and Kaja Juvan in straight sets in the third round. Gauff lost her next match to Angelique Kerber in straight sets, eliminating her from the tournament. She also reached the third round in doubles with Caddie McNally, and as a result entered the top 40 in the doubles rankings at number 38 on the 12th of July. At 17 years old, she was selected for the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, becoming the second youngest American player after Jennifer Capriati competed at 16 in 1992, and the youngest Olympic tennis player of any gender since Mario Ancik in 2000. However, she tested positive for COVID-19 and was forced to withdraw. At the Cincinnati Open, Gauff reached the second round and lost to second seed and world number 2 Naomi Osaka. At the U.S. Open, Gauff beat Magda Linette in the first round before falling to Sloane Stephens in the next. In the women's doubles, Gauff and McNally stormed into their first major semifinal without dropping a set, and in the finals, they lost to Sam Stosur and Zhang Shuai. 2022 French Open Final, Singles Top 5, Doubles Number 1. Seeded 18th at the Australian Open, Gauff lost in the first round against Wang Qiang in straight sets. In February, Gauff reached the quarterfinals at the Qatar Open by defeating Shelby Rogers, Caroline Garcia, and third seed Paula Badosa. In the quarterfinals, Gauff lost to sixth seed Maria Sakkari. In doubles, Gauff paired with Jessica Pegula to win her first WTA 1000 doubles title, beating third-seeded pair of Veronika Kudermetova and Elise Mertens in the final. With the win, she climbed to a career-high number 10 in the doubles rankings on the 28th of February 2022. Gauff reached her first major singles final at the French Open, defeating Rebecca Marino, Alison van Wietvonk, Kaya Kanepi, 31st seed Elise Mertens, Sloane Stephens, and Martina Trevisan, before losing to Iga Swiatek in straight sets. She reached the final in doubles with Jessica Pegula, where they were defeated by Caroline Garcia and Kristina Mladenovic. As a result, she secured a new career high of world number 13 in singles and the top 5 in doubles. After winning her first two matches at Wimbledon Championships as the 11th seed against unseeded Romanians Elena Gabriela Rus and Mihaela Buzarnescu, Gauff lost in the third round to 20th seed Amanda Anisimova in 3 sets. As a result, she reached a new career-high ranking of world number 11 on the 11th of July 2022. Seeded 6th at the Silicon Valley Classic, she reached the quarterfinals, defeating Angelina Kalinina in the first round, and next Naomi Osaka, who saved 7 match points. In her quarterfinal match, she struggled with her serve and lost in straight sets to Paula Badosa. At the Canadian Open, she became the youngest player to reach back-to-back quarterfinals in Canada since Jennifer Capriati in 1990 and 1991. She beat 6th seed Aryna Sabalenka a day after ousting Wimbledon champion Elena Rybakina, winning both matches in a third-set tiebreak. She lost to eventual champion Simona Halep in straight sets. Seeded third in doubles at the same tournament, she reached the semifinals with Pegula, defeating 5th seeds Desiree Krawczyk and Demi Schuurs. Next, they defeated Madison Keys, Sonia Mirza in the semifinals, and Nicole Melichar/Ellen Perez in the final to win their second WTA 1000 title together. As a result, Gauff became the number 1 doubles player in the world. At the U.S. Open, she reached the quarterfinals of this major for the first time with wins over 20th seed Madison Keys and Zhang Shuai, becoming the youngest American woman to achieve this feat since 2009, when Melanie Oudin was 17. As a result, she guaranteed herself a top 10 debut in the singles rankings at world number 8 on the 12th of September 2022 after the tournament. Subsequently, Gauff was defeated by Caroline Garcia in straight sets. Seeded second in doubles, Gauff and partner Pegula were defeated in the first round by Leylah Fernandez and Daria Saville. In October, Gauff became the youngest player in singles since Maria Sharapova in 2005 to qualify for the year-end WTA finals. She and partner Jessica Pegula also both qualified for the doubles championships. Gauff and Pegula were the first Americans since Serena and Venus Williams in 2009 to qualify for both the singles and doubles year-end championships. 2023 U.S. Open Singles Champion, World Number 3. Main article, 2023 Coco Gauff Tennis Season. Gauff started her 2023 season at the Auckland Open, where she defeated Rebecca Masarova in the final in straight sets. At the Australian Open, Gauff advanced to the fourth round, where she lost to Jelena Ostapenko in straight sets. At the Qatar Ladies Open, Gauff reached the quarterfinals after defeating two-time champion Petra Kvitova in the second round. At the same tournament in doubles, Gauff and Jessica Pegula defended their title, defeating Lyudmila Kichenok and Jelena Ostapenko in a three-set match. At Dubai, Gauff reached the semifinals by defeating Madison Keys in the quarterfinals, before losing to Iga Swiatek. At Indian Wells, Gauff lost in the quarterfinals to second seed and eventual runner-up Aryna Sabalenka. In Miami, Gauff lost against 27th seed Anastasia Potapova in the third round. In doubles at the same tournament, Gauff won her 5th overall and 3rd WTA 1000 team title with her partner Jessica Pegula. They became the first All-American duo to win the Miami Open doubles title in 22 years, defeating Leylah Fernandez and Taylor Townsend in the final. In August, Gauff won the Washington Open title, beating Maria Sakkari in the final. It was Gauff's first WTA 500 singles title and her biggest singles title to date. She became the first teenager to win the tournament. Gauff won her first WTA 1000 title at the 2023 Cincinnati Open, defeating world number 1 Iga Swiatek in the semifinals and world number 10 Karolina Muchova in the final. In September, Gauff won the U.S. Open, her first major singles title, beating world number 2 Aryna Sabalenka in 3 sets and becoming the first American teenager to win the U.S. Open since Serena Williams in 1999. As a result, she reached world number 3 in the rankings on the 11th of September 2023 and was nominated at the Laureus World Sports Awards for Breakthrough of the Year. Gauff and Pegula returned to the world number 1 doubles ranking on the 23rd of October 2023 after qualifying for the 2023 WTA Finals as a pair and also individually, becoming the first players to qualify in both disciplines in back-to-back years since Sara Errani in 2012-13. 2024 WTA Finals title, French Open doubles win. Main article, 2024 Coco Gauff Tennis Season. At the Italian Open, she reached the semifinal for the second time at this tournament and second at the WTA 1000 level for the season, defeating Magdalena Fresh, Jacqueline Christian, Paula Badosa, and 7th seed Zhang Qinwen. With the win, she passed Caroline Wozniacki for the most WTA 1000 wins before turning 21. She lost to world number 1 Iga Swiatek in straight sets. At the same tournament, partnering Aaron Routliffe, she reached a consecutive final in doubles. At the 2024 French Open, with new partner Katerina Siniakova, she lifted her first major tournament doubles trophy, defeating 11th seeds Sara Errani and Jasmine Paolini in the final. In singles, also at the French Open, she reached the semifinals and was defeated by eventual champion Iga Swiatek, but despite the loss, reached a new career-high ranking of world number 2 in singles on the 10th of June 2024. At the Wimbledon Championships, Gauff went out in the fourth round to Emma Navarro. Gauff was chosen by her Olympic teammates to be the female flag bearer for the United States at the opening ceremony of the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, alongside LeBron James. She became the youngest athlete to be so honored. In singles, she lost in the third round to Donna Vekic in straight sets. In October, Gauff won the 2024 China Open title, beating Karolina Muchova in the final. It was Gauff's second WTA 1000 singles title. She became the first player to win each of her 7 WTA hardcourt finals in the Open era, and the second American to win the championship, following Serena Williams' title runs in 2004 and 2013. On November 9th, Gauff became the 2024 WTA Finals Singles Champion, becoming the youngest player to win the year-end championships since Maria Sharapova in 2004, and the first American to win the finals since Serena Williams in 2014. She beat Iga Swiatek, the number 2 seed and defending champion of the WTA Finals in Riyadh. She then defeated Sabalenka in the semifinals and Zhang Qinwen in the finals to capture her first year-end singles championship title. 2025 United Cup, French Open, and Wuhan Open titles. Main article: 2025 Coco Gauff tennis season. To begin the 2025 season, Gauff participated in the United Cup, where the United States team won the title against Poland. In the final, she defeated world number 2 Iga Swiatek in straight sets. Gauff was undefeated across the tournament. At the Australian Open, she advanced to the quarterfinals, where she was defeated by Paula Badosa in straight sets. After the Australian Open, Gauff lost both of her opening matches in the Middle East, at the Qatar Open and the Dubai Championships, totaling 3 consecutive losses. She then reached the 4th round at both the Indian Wells Open and the Miami Open. During the clay season, Gauff began to rediscover her form. She reached the quarterfinals of the Stuttgart Open, losing to Jasmine Paolini. At the Madrid Open, she reached her first final at the tournament, losing to world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka. Next, at the Italian Open, she again reached the final, falling to Jasmine Paolini. At the French Open, Gauff became the youngest woman to reach the finals of the 3 biggest clay court tournaments, Madrid Open, Italian Open, and French Open, in the same year. She went on to defeat Aryna Sabalenka in the final to win her first French Open title and her second major title. It was the first French Open singles triumph for an athlete from the United States since Serena Williams in 2015. At Wimbledon, Gauff lost her first-round match to Diana Yastremska in straight sets. In October, Gauff won the 2025 Wuhan Open title, beating compatriot Jessica Pegula in the final. It was Gauff's 3rd WTA 1000 singles title. She became the first American to win the title since Venus Williams in 2015 and the first player to win her first 9 hardcourt finals. 2026. At the Australian Open, Gauff advanced to the quarterfinals, where she was defeated by Elina Svitolina in straight sets. Rivalries. Iga Swiatek. Gauff and Iga Swiatek have met 16 times since 2021, with Swiatek controlling the head-to-head 11-5. Gauff lost to Swiatek in her first major final at the 2022 French Open Championships. They met again in the 2023 French Open quarterfinal and the 2024 French Open semifinal, with Swiatek winning each time. Gauff has won their last 4 meetings, including the 2024 WTA Finals and most recently at the 2026 United Cup. Aryna Sabalenka. Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka have developed a noteworthy rivalry, competing in multiple Grand Slam finals. Their contrasting demeanors and styles of play shine throughout in their matches. The two have met 12 times since 2020, with their head-to-head record tied at 6-6. Gauff won her first major title by defeating Sabalenka in the 2023 U.S. Open final. Sabalenka would then defeat Gauff on her way to defending her title in the 2024 Australian Open semi-final. Gauff would defeat Sabalenka in the 2024 WTA Finals semi-final on her way to winning the tournament. Gauff would then win her second major title at the 2025 French Open by defeating Sabalenka in 3 sets. After a close first set, Sabalenka avenged her French Open loss by knocking Gauff out of the 2025 WTA Finals, where Gauff was the defending champion, in straight sets. Playing style and coaching. Hard courts and clay are Gauff's favorite surfaces. Although many analysts would describe her as an opportunistic counterpuncher, she describes herself as having a highly aggressive playing style and a powerful serve. While on the defensive side, she uses her athleticism and speed to remain in points. From July 2023 to September 2024, her coach was Brad Gilbert. Gilbert encouraged Gauff to put high, heavy topspin on her ball and to chase down balls in every corner of the court. In September 2024, Gauff hired coach Matt Daly, who has focused on improving her serve and forehand with a grip on her racket that is closer to the Eastern backhand style rather than the more frequently used continental style. On August 20th, 2025, Gauff replaced Daly with Gavin McMillan, a biomechanics specialist who helped rescue world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka's serve. Endorsements. Gauff uses a Head Boom MP 2022 racket with 16 main and 19 cross strings. She wears New Balance clothing and tennis shoes. In October 2018, Gauff signed her first multi-year sponsorship contract with New Balance. At the 2021 French Open, Gauff wore a New Balance outfit of bold, mismatched color splotches to contrast with the all-white ensemble of doubles partner Venus Williams. In March 2019, Gauff announced a multi-year sponsorship agreement with Italian food company Barilla, which also sponsors Roger Federer. In January 2023, Gauff was announced as a brand ambassador for advisory CPA firm Baker Tilly US LLP. In January 2024 at the Australian Open, Gauff debuted a New Balance pair of shoes with geographical coordinates specially inscribed on the soles. She revealed in a post-match interview that the coordinates 26, 28, 0.75 N, 85 feet, 1.4 W, pointed to public tennis courts in Delray Beach where she grew up and trained. In 2025, Gauff became the face of a collaboration between Miu Miu and New Balance, blending luxury fashion with performance wear in a campaign that highlighted her crossover appeal. Personal life. Gauff in 2022. Gauff is a Christian. Since she was 8 years old, she has prayed with her father before every match that she and her opponent would be safe. After winning the Cincinnati Open in August 2023, she said, "I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I spent a lot of nights alone, crying, trying to figure it out. I still have a lot to figure out, but I thank Him for covering me." After winning her first major title in September 2023, she said, "I don't pray for results. I just ask that I get the strength to give it my all, and whatever happens, happens. I'm so blessed in this life." Gauff's tennis idols are Serena and Venus Williams. "Serena Williams has always been my idol, and Venus," she has said. "They are the reason why I wanted to pick up a tennis racket." Gauff first met Serena when she won the Little Mo National Tournament at the age of 8, and later met her again to film a commercial for Delta Airlines and at the Mouratoglou Academy. After defeating Venus Williams at Wimbledon in 2019, Gauff expressed her respect when they shook hands at the net. "I was just telling her thank you for everything she's done for the sport," Gauff said. "She's been an inspiration for many people. I was just really telling her thank you." Gauff stated in 2020 that she had experienced depression and stress related to her sporting career, though her parents clarified that she was not diagnosed with depression in the clinical sense and had not sought medical attention relating to her psychological well-being. Gauff is a fan of anime, including My Hero Academia. Gauff is a fan of popular YouTubers and streamers Ludwig Agren, Valkyrie, and Kai Cenat. In July 2023, Gauff and actress Storm Reed helped fund a new playground and purple-painted tennis courts in East Atlanta's Brownwood Park.